channel. So today was supposed to be Saturday, but our schedules got a little busy. So today I come to you live and we're going to talk about episode 3. We're going to talk about community. Um in this video, in this episode, we're just going to talk about how much my community was there for me during such a hard time in my life and still continue to be there for me. Um, they are literally always there for me. And yeah, we're just gonna go into a bit of who they are. I may not name drop everyone, so if I don't name you, just know that you are a very important person in my life and that you probably helped me grieve or just make me happier during that time. Um, so first I want to just talk about like my family, my immediate family. This includes the people who are with me like every single day. This was my uncle, my boyfriend Cortland, Ida, my uncle's wife, um, my grandmother. I saw her quite a bit, and also like some friends um that I saw a lot. So first we're just going to start with like those four. Um During that time, I was living pretty much alone in my house. So in order to not be alone, my uncle, Ida, my aunt, and Cortland pretty much stayed with me the whole entire time. Um they would stay in an air mattress downstairs or however the arrangement was. Um, they would pretty much live with me for however long it took me to sell the house if I decided to sell the house, which I did. Or if I didn't decide to sell the house, they probably would have stayed with me as long as I wanted them to stay with me for. But in that, we became like a little family, the four of us. Like, we made sure that each other was eating, sleeping well, like the typical stuff, doing things around the house, all of that. Oh, my light just died. It's okay. um, but we were able to just be there for each other daily. So, for example, like me and my uncle's relationship really grew stronger. We always had a close relationship, but we both had lost somebody very close to us. My uncle's lost his sister, and I lost my mom. So we really, each night I can remember just sitting on the couch next to each other, and I would just let him talk. He Sometimes we would talk about the same thing each night. I would hear the same stories every single night, but I just knew that I had to be there for him and just be that listening ear because he needed to get whatever he wanted to get off his chest, whether that was good memories or just how he felt, like the pain he felt losing my mom. Um, I just gave him that space that I think he really needed to just vent and grieve in his own way. And in the process, I got to learn more about my uncle, which is just so cool. More about his childhood. Um, and yeah, just more about his life and what makes him him and how all those different moments shaped him into the person that he is today. So that was really moments that we probably wouldn't have gotten if we didn't stay together. And we were up probably like every night until 3 sometimes just chit-chatting. And yeah, it was fun. It was a good bonding um kind of session each night just to learn more about each other. Another person was his wife. So Ida was able to stay with us too. And she really was there for my uncle. I was really able to see how she would just nourish him when he was down or really just be there for him in this very hard time. Um, and yeah, she was there for us. She would cook sometimes, but we'll get more into like the cooking and stuff because my community really did come through with that for sure. Um, Cortland also, he stayed with me too. That boy was with me like every single day. As soon as I got out of school or work or whatever I was doing, like, he would be there. He was basically like one of my biggest support systems. He made my life a lot easier. He would make sure that I would prioritize like self-care, just taking care of myself in those times because I had a lot of things going on and wouldn't I would put myself on the back burner basically. Um, he'd give me safe place to just cry if I needed to. He'd hold me if I cried. He would give me advice if I wanted advice. He would let me be silent because sometimes I don't feel like talking. Like I had a lot on my mind, but I didn't know how to formulate it into words, or I felt like I just didn't want to speak that day. He would just be there and sit with me in silence. He had lots of patience with me. Um, we had lots of patience with each other, and all three of them helped me clean out my house, move out my house, do take all the steps and do what we needed to do. So like the three right there, they were really we were all just in the same boat in the same house, just with each other, um, being there, being each other's support system. Um, and then yeah, when I had to move, and again, we'll get into this in another video, but this leads me to like my grandma, right? So my grandmother, um, I know it was hard for her to come to the house, because that's where my mom had passed. So I know it was hard, um, revisiting the same place, but she did come. She did help us. She took some clothes for donation or to send to Puerto Rico. So it was nice to give her the space to like go through and like clean things out with us because um we were just moving so fast. I wanted her to be part of the process, so I didn't want to take that part away from her. So she was really able to just clean it out with us, the house. But anyways, the community part because the house video will come. Um she basically held us all down. We made sure that she was okay. She made sure that I was okay and vice versa. So, um, she also let me stay with her, which is where I stay now. But again, we'll get into that. So yeah, my grandmother was what she did what she had to do during that time. Another person that I want to bring up is Jessie. She was my mom's best friend, one of them, because my mom had a lot of friends. But she helped me like figure out what my next steps were and what I had to do, the people I needed to go to. And because her and my mom were so close, she just knew. Like she knew the people we had to talk to and things with probate, what to do with that. And so that was a blessing because I didn't know, my uncle didn't know. So we all just would have been like twiddling our thumbs, not knowing what to do next. So she really came through and helped us. And she would offer advice, but if she didn't want to pressure me into getting into anything. So like if I wanted to sell the house, she would say, "Okay, well, I think you should do this or I think you should do that, but you don't have to take my advice. It's just what I think." And so it was really nice just to get another person perspective, somebody who like wants the best for me, and also her giving me that space to like make decisions for myself and what I want to do next. So a lot of people, not just her, did that, gave me room to make decisions, which was like really important during that time because when somebody passes, I feel like a lot of people will just be quick to tell you what they think you should do, and then you kind of have to like run with it. But like a lot of people in my circle were just giving me their opinions, and then I did what I wanted to do. Like if I didn't want to take it and I wanted to do something my way, they weren't upset with me, you know? So lots of valuable people in my circle allowing me to just make decisions that I wanted to make, which was like felt good, you know? Um Another thing that I want to talk about are like my friends. There's a lot to name. So I'm not gonna just sit here and like read a list of names. But my friends really showed up and showed out. A lot of my friends are like distant friends, meaning they don't live close. So I was able to get like a lot of them checked up on me, called me. We would have like hour-long discussions someday, or maybe like a 5-minute chat, and then we text each other. So everybody did a great job with like checking in on me and stuff like that when it first happened, which was really nice. And a lot of people respected my boundaries if I couldn't talk, or just giving me space, because like I said, like that first day, it was a lot. If you didn't watch that last video about like my mom's passing and stuff, watch that one, because a lot of people showed up to my house and like I felt like I had no space. But my friends and family really did give me space to just like breathe and grieve, and then they also made like my family and friends who are like my inner like people, um actually made me happy during those times, because for me, and we'll get into this, like I feel like I'm kind of jumping all around, but we'll get into this into another video too, but about grief and stuff. But when you're grieving, it's like you don't want to be happy. Like you feel guilty for being happy, which is like terrible. Um but that's just what happens. Like, so for example, we had like a family game night. We had Christmas Eve that first year, just as Christmas Eve would go when my mom was there. We tried to keep all the traditions, which we did, um, and just really just making happy memories and those like low points. So yes, they gave me space, but during holiday season, um, they just leaned on me even more, trying to bring those like merry vibes, because I was not wanting to celebrate anything, not even my birthday, but we'll get into that too. Um, my community also, whether that be like church, friends, family, whoever, like made sure that we ate. We had food like it was Thanksgiving, like every night basically. We had people either make us home cooked meals, or cater some food. We had like Subway sandwiches, like so much from my mom's boss. Like people really came through, made sure that we had food, which was like amazing. We didn't have to cook really. Either did cook some nights, but other nights like we didn't have to cook. We didn't have to go grocery shopping really. Like they really took care of me. And that's such a blessing, such a blessing. Um, During that time, again, another video is coming, but more about faith. But I did have a community group that I went to about grief, and it was a grief and support group. So that just gave me my time to grieve, because, like I said, I had a lot of things going on. I had no time to grieve, to even think about what happened. I was still in shock mode. Um, and wondering if this was real life, if I was gonna wake up from a dream. But yeah, so I had that church community that I was able to lean on, and we were able to just talk to um all of us. It was like probably like 8 of us. We were able to talk to each other and just like have our time, which was super nice. So I talked about holidays, but also I mentioned my birthday. So I did not feel like celebrating my birthday, but I decided to do a fundraiser, and my community came through. So when my mom passed, I was on my way to go to Italy right after graduation, or before graduation, because I really didn't get to walk. But in that, I had no money. I had to show that um, for Visa had like a certain amount of money in the account. And then when I got over there, like having money, and then I wasn't working. So I just decided to do a fundraiser for my birthday. And it was like an all in one. So it was a birthday fundraiser for Italy. It was what else was it? It was also kind of like a celebration for my mom, because we are born in the same month. Um it was a graduation party as well. And it was, I feel like it was something else, but we themed it salsa night, um, because my mom loves salsa. So it was like it was a lot of things in one, that fundraiser. But my community came through, like, people showed up, we had raffles, um, we charged for tickets, as another way to, like, raise money. If people couldn't come from, like, Florida or something, they still sent and, like, bought a ticket, and I was able to raise a lot of money that I was able to obviously I had to use for Italy. But that's just another way. Like people came through with the emotional support, people came through financial support, people came through just making me happy in those low times, bringing us food. Like my community really went strong for me. And I am so thankful to every single one of you guys because without you guys, like I don't know how I was able to do anything, you know? Like aside from God, like you guys made this like easier for me. Um and yeah, so I just want to say thank you. And now, we're going to talk about now for a little bit because when that happened, the community was going strong. Like everybody was around me and stuff, and I still get that same type of energy. But like real life kicks in. Like people can't it's not holiday season all the time, like, you're not gonna be together all the time, but people still show up, and sometimes it does get lonely. When I was in Italy, it got a little lonely. Save that for the Italy video, but, it does get a bit, lonely at times, and you wonder, like, "Where's my community at? Where were all those people at before that used to, like, hit me up, make sure I'm okay?" Like, it kinda died down, but I understand because life. Like, there's a bunch of other things to worry about. But like when things like Mother's Day just passed, my mom's birthday or my birthday, when different things pass, like different holidays, I'll say, um, or if I hit a certain milestone and like my mom couldn't be here physically for it, people still reach out, which is really nice. Or some people tell me that they had a dream or this song reminded me of your mom or this and that, and it makes me feel really happy when people do that. So my community's still coming strong. um and yeah, I'm just so grateful that God gave me a lot of people around. My mom knew so many people, so many people were able to reach out and help out where they could. And yeah, such a blessing to have people around you during such unexpected times. So, anyways, that was just a little bit about the community aspect. I know I was teasing a little bit by all the videos to come, but they will come. So, stay tuned for the next one. And I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into these live sessions, and I will see you in the next one.